Hello, and this is Talk for episode 93. Now, I saw the last episode of our little recap that wasn't episode 93, but a recap's not an episode. That's just a flashback or just a heads up. But anyways, it is good to be back. You know, the holiday seasons are coming. Christmas is coming. New Year's is coming. Also, I want to give a quick birthday shout out to the late, great Brody Lee. For you guys that don't know me, I'm Enigma V4. It feels good to be doing Talk for Glory again. I have been saying for weeks on end that a Ring of Honor video will be coming. Now, at first I just wanted to go over Final Battle, but then I thought that's not good enough. That's not good enough for the final show, the final Ring of Honor show. So I sat down and I made a list. This list will be in no order. It'll be just some of my favorite Ring of Honor matches. So for anyone that watches this, anyone that stumbles across this video, an Honor Club fan, been watching Ring of Honor since I want to say maybe 2015, 2016. So matches before then, let me know, and I would be more than happy to take a look at them and just tell myself, wow, I can't believe I missed a great match like that. But you guys already know the introductions of I'm Enigma before. This is episode 93, and here's a video of our top 10 Ring of Honor matches. Number 10, again, guys, remember, no order. Number 10 will be AJ Styles versus Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. Now, the reason why this match in particularly makes my list is because AJ Styles is a world-class athlete. This man is a former TNA World Champion, WWE Champion, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Rev Pro British Heavyweight Champion. And it just seems like the only world title he was missing was Ring of Honor. And there is no greater man than Ring of Honor. Like, when you tell me, oh, I watch Ring of Honor, if it was 2015, I would say I'm either thinking of Adam Cole, baby, or Jay Lethal. Those two guys are the people that come to my mind when it comes to Ring of Honor. And AJ and Jay Lethal have history. For anyone that watched TNA, those guys are no strangers towards each other. So it was a really fun match to watch. Them going back and forth. Jay Lethal catching up the final victory. And just AJ continuing his little tour of goodbye, because I believe this was his go-home tour from the Indies. It wasn't an announced tour, but we all knew, he's going to have a big match in Ring of Honor, and he's going to have a big match in New Japan, and then he'll be going to the WWE, which AJ is doing great things in the WWE. But remember, guys, AJ Styles is a world-class athlete. We know him from every wrestling promotion. And Jay Lethal being the guy of Ring of Honor to face AJ Styles was perfect. It was the perfect... Wait, one moment, guys. Sorry about that, guys. But he is the perfect guy to represent what ROH is. And for him to beat AJ Styles is also a great thing. Because, again, AJ Styles is a huge name. Whoa. 1 sec. All right. Sorry about that. Just hearing a lot of loud background. But AJ Styles, great talent. Jay Lethal, top name of ROH. Great match to see them go through. Number 9 on my list will be the Briscoes versus SCU, Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian. Now, the reason this match makes the list and not the ladder wars between the Briscoes, SCU, and the Young Bucks, I'll tell you after this. This match I loved from top to bottom because there were no rumors of SCU going to AEW, and to hear, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, which Scorpio Sky really used SCU as a launching pad to kickstart his career, winning the 6-man tag titles of ROH and then winning the tag title with Frankie Kazarian. They have just gone on to do great things, but this match in particular, especially beating the Briscoes that I believe there were 9 times at this point, 9-time ROH tag team champions, and previously the Briscoes just won the tag team titles from the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa. So to see the ROH tag titles being heavily battled for from companies from New Japan to back to ROH, and then the Briscoes losing it to SCU, it was one of my favorite matches just to see Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky has been like my MVP, like my most underlooked guy for the past 2 years. Not this year. He's been pretty well developed, but I want to say 2019, 2020 was the Scorpio Sky underlooked era. And also, I just really like the Briscoes. The Briscoes have become some of my favorite tag teams. Like they're definitely like my top 20. Now, my next match, if this just saying this now, if this list had an order, this would be number 10. But Kenny Omega versus Cody. Now, the reason why I would say this would be number 10 as one of my least liked is the story is great. The match is good. The story is only great, though, if you follow Being the Elite. And I enjoy Cody for who he is, or who he was back then. He was a very hard-headed heel, especially going against Kenny Omega's wishes of not facing Kota Ibushi, his Golden Lovers partner, that year at Wrestle Kingdom. And just to see these two clash and having Cody try to become the leader of the Elite while Kenny's just trying to maintain balance, because he was honestly confused. How could someone try to swipe the power from right under him? Like all of the story unfolds on Being the Elite, but that's also kind of the minor problem, that if I do not watch Being the Elite, it just does not connect with me. And that's just the issue. But the match was good. The finish, I'm not that much of a fan of like interference in matches, especially with the Young Bucks apparently super kicking Kenny when they were trying to super kick Cody. Honestly, it should have just been down to Kenny and Cody, who's the better man. I would not have minded if I would have seen Kenny and Cody fighting, and then the Young Bucks try to stop them. And then right there, a little battle line can be drawn where it could be Kenny and the Bucks versus like Marty, Hangman, and Cody. But that's not how the Being the Elite Civil War happened. But yeah, that was one of my also favorite matches. That was also the night of a takeover. All right, now my next one on my list is actually Dragon Lee versus Shane Taylor for the ROH Television Championship. Dragon Lee, a former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, winning it at Madison Square Garden, versus Shane Taylor, a very underlooked guy of Ring of Honor. Him and Shane Taylor Productions were 6-man tag team champions. Shane Taylor, former TV champion. The things I liked about this match was it was a very hard-hitting, fast match where Shane Taylor was all of the power and Dragon Lee was all of the speed. And if I can't remember correctly, I believe that this was no DQ. If it wasn't, then someone correct me on that one. But I like this match for the simple fact that I like the idea of cruiserweights or junior heavyweights winning something outside of like their division's title. So to see Dragon Lee go from losing the junior title to winning the ROH Television Championship, it was great. It was amazing to watch. And then Shane Taylor, he didn't just fall down the card or anything. He just went to go win these 6-man tag titles with Shane Taylor Productions, and they went on to just dominate 3v3s. And Dragon Lee went on to have a great run, also becoming a double champion of ROH Television Champion and ROH Tag Team Champion with Kenny King. All right. Now, this match, definitely, this one's on the list because I just remember it so well, and it was the funniest thing ever. It was my first Madison Square Garden show, and the match on this, the match on this list, Dalton Castle versus Roosh. This is on because it's just a funny memory for me. I remember getting up. Me and Young Smooth were at Madison Square Garden live. I went to go get up because they were in the middle of entrances or Dalton just finished his entrance, and I'm thinking, okay, this is probably going to be a 12-minute match, so let me at least grab some food. And I hear a shotgun dropkick, and I hear the turnbuckle, and I could not turn fast enough to see Roosh shotgun dropkick Dalton Castle. So when I turn back around and I see Roosh deliver the bull's horns to Dalton Castle, it felt like time stopped for me. Like, me personally, I was shocked that just happened. Did I just miss a 30-minute match and I just had my back turned for that long? Or did Roosh actually just win at Madison Square Garden in 8 seconds? So yeah, that was actually one of the funniest things I ever saw. On top of that, right after this, Roosh goes on to win the ROH World Championship while remaining undefeated from that point on, actually from entering ROH to winning the world title. It also made me a big fan of Roosh. I enjoyed Roosh and Dragon Lee and La Mística and other people when they were in CMLL as just Los Ingobernables. Speaking of which, actually, I won't say that, guys. Let me know if you guys want to see a Where Everyone Should Go video for ROH. But as for what's next on the list, it would be Jeff Cobb versus Damian Priest, or Punishment Martinez, or as he was known in ROH. Now, the reason I like this match is because Jeff Cobb was a new guy, while Damian Priest was I'm so used to saying Damian Priest now. Punishment Martinez was a top guy with the ROH Television Championship. And to see someone just come in and dominate with such power, it was amazing to watch. I had no idea who the hell Jeff Cobb was. I thought he was in phenomenal shape. He had tremendous power, but I didn't think nothing of it. I thought he was just your run-of-the-mill guy. I was heavily mistaken, and especially today, I'm heavily mistaken about Jeff Cobb. If you guys will go back, you'll see some of the stuff I've been saying about Jeff Cobb. He's supposed to be this big threat, and he's just a giant letdown. But seeing in 2020 and 2021, him in New Japan and him joining the United Empire, I am heavily wrong about Jeff Cobb. So the dominance I saw him use on Punishment Martinez, it's still showing today. Another one of my matches is the Horror King Vincent versus Matt Taven. Now, this match, I had no idea that it would be Vincent to turn his back on Matt Taven. It would be Vincent to destroy the kingdom. And honestly, it really made me glad that I got to meet Vincent, maybe I want to say 2-3 shows prior. Because I remember talking to one of my friends about him, saying, he would be a cool singles guy. And to think that the only way to get out of Matt Taven's shadow was to destroy the legacy of Matt Taven. Matt Taven was the kingdom. He held it down for Mike Bennett while he was gone, while Adam Cole went to go join the Bullet Club. Like, Matt Taven really held down the name of the kingdom. So to see Vincent destroy it and then create his own faction called the Righteous, well, this was all before. To see Vincent take the next step in his career in winning a final battle singles match against Matt Taven, someone that he would have thought was his right-hand man, Matt Taven thought was his right-hand man. Vincent destroyed the kingdom, he lit it with gasoline, and he threw the match and just burned down Matt Taven's kingdom right in front of him. And from that point on, Vincent's just been on one hell of a roller coaster of success. Also, I believe he's one of the greatest storytellers in Ring of Honor when it comes to who he wants to feud with. Next match would be Jay Lethal versus Will Ospreay. Now, I know I already put Jay Lethal against AJ Styles, but this match was more so for Will Ospreay, less so for Jay Lethal. Reasoning for that is simple. Around this time, I want to say I was just getting into New Japan's junior heavyweight division. I was very invested into their heavyweight division, but I didn't know much about their junior heavyweights. Now, the reason for that is because, and I feel like I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one, I personally hate the Will Ospreay Ricochet match. Like, not my favorite. Would not watch it. I watched it once. Would not do it again. And to see that was in the Best of Super Juniors, and I found out, oh, that's their junior division. I'm not interested. But then I hear Will Ospreay's fighting Jay Lethal, and I thought, oh, Will Ospreay's a heavyweight. Nothing really special, but I can watch it. Something to enjoy. So to watch it all unfold and to watch what I think that was the first step in Will Ospreay's heavyweight journey to face Jay Lethal and come close to winning the ROH World Championship. I think that was Will Ospreay's first step in the, hey, I'm about to become a heavyweight. All right, the next match, we're down to our final two. One moment, guys. Okay, I'm back. And next, we're down to our final two, by the way, would be the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, the EVPs of AEW, versus Red Dragon, which is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. So this is pre-Undisputed Era for the ROH Tag Team Championships. This match was really amazing for the simple fact that Red Dragon is the technical wrestling that I love watching in a Zack Sabre Jr. match. It's what I love watching in a Kushida match. So to see a tag team that focuses on strikes and submissions and grapples against a tag team that just focuses on flips and super kicks and all that stuff. Mind you, I'm not shitting on the Young Bucks or anything. I enjoy their matches as much as I enjoy most tag team matches, but I will say that when I watch Red Dragon versus Young Bucks, the Red Dragon always feel like they outclassed the Young Bucks. So I was also glad to see that they won the ROH Tag Team Championships and just further on their legacy as to just winning tag team gold all across the world. All right, number one for this top 10 list. All right, so because we're at the number one, I just want to let everyone know right now that, give me a second, guys, I haven't done this in a while, that if you haven't already, what you want to do is you want to follow me on my Twitter at Enigma_V4_. You want to also follow me at my Instagram at it's just EnigmaV4. You also want to follow Young Smooth at YoungSmoothTFG. If you want, you guys can also follow my Instagram, not my Instagram, my TikTok. It's just EnigmaV4. We also have a Discord link down below. If you want to join, feel free at any time. But now back to the number one spot. The number one spot goes to Adam Cole, baby, versus the Fallen Angels, Christopher Daniels. Now, the reason why I thought this is the number one match for me is myself and Young Smooth, we're big fans of Christopher Daniels ever since he was in TNA. And one of the shocking things that we've come to realize as we grew up was, wow, CD has never won the TNA World Championship. And we have this saying of world champion, wrong company. Great example would be Cody Rhodes and winning the ROH world title. World champion, wrong company. I do believe he should have been a world champion one time in WWE. Same thing with Drew McIntyre winning the TNA world title. World champion, wrong company. Christopher Daniels, same thing. Winning the ROH world championship was amazing. It was a feel-good moment. I was happy for it. But world champion, wrong company. I think CD deserved to be a two-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion. One of them, him beating AJ Styles. But this match had a story that wasn't on BTE. It was Frankie Kazarian joining the Bullet Club, betraying Christopher Daniels, only for SCU to pull a fast one on the Bullet Club or the Elite, and Frankie then choosing to help Christopher Daniels win the ROH World Championship, fulfilling his dream of getting closer to becoming ROH's first ever Triple Crown winner. So it was just a really good moment where Christopher Daniels finally got a world title. He won it with his best friend by his side. And there was just so many emotions into that match. And it wasn't the end of like Adam Cole. Like he still had other stuff to do while CD became world champion. And there was just a long story being told between Adam Cole, Christopher Daniels, and then the next champion that would beat Christopher Daniels. I don't want to spoil anything just in case anyone wants to go in and just dive into ROH and just look at their history. Honestly, I think I'm going to do some as well later. But those are my top 10 matches, guys. Thank you for anyone that watches this. It feels so good to be back. I'll let you guys know what's going to be coming. So I have been posting a lot about Stardom Wrestling, Joshi Wrestling on my Instagram, on my Twitter. So I am going to be, for the first time ever, guys, Talk for Glory will be covering a Stardom pay-per-view. And that show, for you guys that don't know, is Stardom Dream Queendom. So it's basically Wrestle Kingdom, but it's just a women's wrestling company. And there are a bunch of matches that I'm looking forward to covering. I hope Young Smooth can come to one of these videos. And guys, for anyone that watches this, thank you. Drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment. Let me know one of your favorite ROH matches. And I just want to say thank you, everyone. And it feels good to be back.